Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have something absolutely wild to share with you, and I guarantee it's going to blow your mind. We usually think of tractors as pretty straightforward machines, right? But the truth is, in American history, there were engineers who built tractors so bizarre you'll be asking yourself, what were they thinking? These aren't just machines, they're stories of sheer madness, bold risks, and spectacular fails that you've probably never heard of. Join me as we dive into the world of 10 crazy American farm machines you won't believe existed. Get ready because we're about to go on a wild ride. If this is your kind of video, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's kick things off with a machine that, at first glance, looks like a wild hybrid between a bicycle and a tractor. I give you the Moline Universal D. Produced in the 1910s, the Moline Universal D came to life with a very clear goal: to replace horsepower on the farm. But instead of a conventional tractor, Moline's engineers created something entirely different. Despite its strange design, the manufacturers believed this was a genius idea. They wanted farmers to feel like they were steering a real horse, with a better view of the implements behind them. In the end, the market didn't embrace this machine. With the arrival of more efficient traditional tractors, the Moline Universal D was quickly forgotten. However, it still serves as proof of humanity's boundless creativity, even when that creativity takes a somewhat crazy path. What do you think about this machine? Is it a failed masterpiece? Would you believe there's a tractor named Happy Farmer with a design that made every farmer miserable? Next up is the Happy Farmer, a tractor with a rather comical appearance. Produced by the La Crosse Tractor Company, it stood out with its engine inexplicably sticking out at the front. This pushed the machine's center of gravity too far forward, creating a serious imbalance. Imagine driving a machine where the front end is constantly trying to nosedive. It looked like a bug trying to crawl across the fields. Despite its positive-sounding name, this machine caused countless problems. It was very difficult to control, especially when working on uneven terrain. Many farmers complained that it was too easy to tip over, turning a regular workday into a high-risk experience. Although the manufacturer tried to market it as an efficient solution, reality proved otherwise. Ultimately, the Happy Farmer became a valuable lesson in the importance of practical design. It showed that a good name and a unique idea aren't enough to make a successful product. Today, the Happy Farmer is remembered as one of the most unsuccessful tractors, a humorous reminder of the limits of creativity. Do you think this is the weirdest tractor ever? The 20th century was the era of gasoline-powered tractors. But did anyone ever try to use crude oil to run one? Yes, they did, and it was the Rumely oil pull. Imagine a world before widespread gas stations. The Rumely company had a brilliant idea. Why not use heavy, cheaper crude oil instead of expensive gasoline? That's how the oil pull was born. The name itself says it all: pulling with oil. This machine was a beast, known for its incredible power and durability. It was a game-changer for farmers who had access to cheap crude oil but little cash for gasoline. But there was one major drawback. It was incredibly difficult to start. The engine couldn't be cold-started, so you had to preheat it. This required a complex and time-consuming process. Moreover, its cooling system was just as unique. It used oil for cooling instead of water. The hot oil was circulated and air-cooled, a completely different approach from contemporary tractors. The Rumely oil pull proved that innovation can come from the most unexpected places. Despite being complex and difficult to use, it opened a new path for tractor manufacturers and left a deep mark on history. It's one of the symbols of boldness and innovation. Do you believe in a tractor with only one wheel? It sounds crazy, but that's how the bull tractor conquered the market. In the early 20th century, while companies competed to build massive tractors, the bull tractor went in the opposite direction. It had an extremely minimalist design: a single large wheel at the front for steering and pulling, and two smaller wheels at the back for stability. Its appearance resembled a giant tricycle more than a powerful farm machine. However, it was this very simplicity that made it incredibly popular. Despite its small size, the bull tractor had a respectable amount of power and was sold at a very affordable price. This helped it reach farmers on a tight budget. It was a small but efficient bull, changing the way farming was done on small farms. However, its three-wheel design was also its fatal flaw. It was very prone to tipping over when traveling on uneven terrain or pulling heavy loads. Ultimately, the bull tractor faced fierce competition and disappeared from the market. But its story lives on as a reminder that sometimes innovation doesn't always have to be complex. The bull tractor is one of the strangest machines, but also one of the most memorable success stories about simplicity. Would you dare to drive this machine? Who says tractors have to have wheels? The Cletrac Model F proved otherwise, with a track design that made military history. In the 1920s, the Cleveland Tractor Company created a compact, flexible track-type tractor inspired by World War I tank technology. This machine had no wheels, but instead two tank-like tracks. This design allowed it to move easily on soft soil, mud, or steep terrain where wheeled tractors would get stuck. It was essentially a mini-tank for the farm. Despite being effective on difficult terrain, the Cletrac Model F had a very strange design. The engine was placed at the front while the driver's seat was at the back. This made steering anything but easy. You had to use two separate levers for each track to turn. Furthermore, it lacked a suspension system, so driving this machine on bumpy roads was like a full-body, vibrating workout. Despite its inconveniences, the Cletrac Model F was a huge step forward in agricultural technology. It proved that tracks could be an effective solution for challenging terrain, paving the way for the development of many modern track-type tractors. It is one of the most bizarre and groundbreaking machines we've ever seen. Would you like to drive a tractor that you have to balance yourself like riding a bike? That was the experience with the Bates Steel Mule. The Bates Steel Mule was a tractor with a design that made everyone wonder, does it actually work? It had only two large wheels in the middle, and to maintain balance, you had to use a small wheel at the front or attach it to a farm implement at the rear. It looked more like a giant motorcycle than a piece of farm machinery. The idea behind this design was to create a versatile machine that could easily attach to different farm tools. The Bates Steel Mule was one of the first tractors capable of doing that. However, driving it was not simple. It required a high level of skill for the driver to maintain balance and work safely. It was a real challenge for anyone. The Bates Steel Mule is proof that innovation can lead to unique solutions, but sometimes also comes with major challenges. Although it never became a mainstream product, it left a profound mark on tractor history, reminding us of the bold efforts of inventors from that era. If you think modern tractors are big enough, take a look at the Emerson Brantingham Big 4. This was a true monster of the 20th century. At the time it was produced, the Big 4 was one of the largest and most powerful tractors in the world. It weighed nearly 20 tons and had a terrifying amount of power. Its purpose was clear: to plow the vast fields of the American West, where smaller tractors couldn't keep up. Its colossal size made a strong impression on anyone who saw it. The most remarkable feature of the Big 4 was its four massive wheels. Each wheel was taller than an average person. This gave it immense traction, but also made steering extremely difficult. Furthermore, maintaining and repairing the Big 4 was a laborious task, requiring many people and specialized tools. Its operating costs were also incredibly expensive. The Big 4 is a perfect example of the bigger is better mindset of that era. Although it wasn't a commercial success, it left a deep mark on tractor history. It is a testament to how bold design can create machines so massive and powerful you wouldn't believe it. When the snow gets deep, regular tractors are useless. But the Fordson snow motors solved this problem with a design that might make you laugh. Produced in the 1920s, the Fordson snow motor was a tractor modified to work on snow. Instead of wheels, it was equipped with two giant tracks at the back and two large skis at the front. It looked more like a giant caterpillar sliding on snow than a tractor. The unique design of the Fordson snow motor allowed it to travel easily through deep snow and icy areas. It was a creative solution for farmers and companies that needed to work in harsh weather conditions. However, it also had major drawbacks. It was very difficult to steer, and it was only useful on snow, making it useless on dry land. Snow motor is a great example of creative problem-solving. Although produced in limited numbers, it left a profound mark on tractor history. It is a testament to how innovation can come from the most unexpected places, and the Fordson snow motor is one of the most bizarre machines we've ever seen. Can you imagine a tractor that can move between rows of crops without damaging them? The Allis-Chalmers Model G did just that with a super thin design. The Allis-Chalmers Model G was a tractor with a very special design. Its engine was placed at the back, while the front frame was extremely long and narrow, resembling a giant tricycle. This design allowed it to move easily between rows of crops, which was a huge advantage over traditional tractors. The most special feature of the Model G was its flexibility. Farmers could easily change the agricultural implements at the front, such as a plow, tiller, or planter, depending on the job's needs. This made it a versatile tractor. However, its strange design also had a downside. It didn't have powerful traction, and steering was not easy. The Allis-Chalmers Model G is a testament to the boundless creativity of humanity. Although it wasn't a mass-market product, it left a profound mark on tractor history. It is a testament to how sometimes the most bizarre ideas can provide the most unique solutions. Do you think that tanks are a military invention? The Holt 75 will surprise you by proving that this technology was once used for agriculture. The Holt 75 was one of the first and most successful track-type tractors in the world. It was produced in the early 20th century and became a symbol of power and durability. Its track design made a strong impression on the British military, who used this technology to create the first tanks in World War I. The Holt 75 was designed to work on large fields and complex terrain where wheeled tractors couldn't operate. Its track system allowed it to move through soft soil, mud, and steep slopes without any obstacles. However, steering the Holt 75 was not easy. The driver had to use two separate levers for each track to turn left or right, and maintenance was also incredibly complex. The Holt 75 was not just a tractor, but a testament to technological innovation. It opened a new path for track-type tractors and was a precursor to the development of many modern tractors today. The Holt 75 left a strong mark on tractor history and is one of the most memorable tractors of that era. And there you have it. We've explored 10 crazy American farm machines you won't believe existed. From the crude oil-powered Roomley oil pull to the single-wheeled bull tractor, each machine tells a story of innovation and experimentation. Which one impressed you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more unique content.